We're back with another episode on our $1 million challenge. I started off with $1 and worked my way up to $1 million through gambling. Today, I'm doing 9 days of playthrough on this challenge. So for the first day, day 222, I'm going to be going for 1% profit on our entire bankroll. And then the other 8 days, I'm going to use $1 each day to chase 1000x on coin flip. So we're starting off, like I said, day 222 of the challenge with a total balance of $1,680, adding up all the outside casino apps, the Bitcoin balance, and the website that I use. And that means our 1% profit goal is $16.80, and our stop loss is $67. Okay, hopping into the website, I'm going to do something a little bit different for my 1% profit goal today. I'm going to be doing 3 different strategies. The first one is going to be this diamonds martingale strategy. I'm going to start off with 1 penny, and I'm going to increase by 100% every time we lose. It's going to double up the bet, and I'm going for 1/3 of the daily profit goal. So the whole goal for today is $16.80. I'll be going for 1/3 of that, which is $5.60. So I'm going to start this off and let it start cooking. And okay, just making sure it's running good. But I'm going to be running my 3 strategies that won the bracket challenge today. And we're going to be going for, like I said, 1/3 of the 1% profit goal. So I'm going to try each strategy that won the bracket challenge. There was like 3, I'd placed 1, 2, and 3rd place. I guess 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So I'm going to run all 3 of these strategies today and just try to separate the 1% profit goal into 3 different games, 3 different strategies, just to kind of change it up a little bit, just so we're not going all in on one game or one strategy. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. We only need $5.60 from this game, so hopefully that brings the risk down a little bit, just because we're not going for 25% of the playable balance, which is at $67. We're not going for 25% of that. We're only going for what's 1/3 of 25? Maybe 8%, 8.3%. So hopefully that brings the risk down of these strategies busting, since if we plan them a little bit shorter, we start to go on a pretty good dip and it hits. Okay, so I'm gonna let this run, hopefully until it profits or it busts. But whenever we're done with this, I'll come back and we'll hop into the next game and the next strategy. Okay, so the diamond strategy worked. We got $5.60 on the dot profit. I think I accidentally refreshed the page going into roulette for the next strategy. So we did wager $12.17, and you can see the graph that just popped up at the end of that strategy. But we're going to be running into roulette now, and this was our 2nd place winner of the bracket challenge. But what we're doing is, this is our spread that we have set up, and it's a total base bet of 1.5 cents. So it's only 1.5 pennies. That's our base bet. And then on loss, we're going to increase by 75%. And again, we're going for our profit goal of $5.60, which is 1/3 of the 1% profit goal for today. So we're going to start this off, and this will probably go really fast. It's a 2.4x every time it hits, and it gives you the ability to build up, starting off with such a low bet. But yeah, this thing will move pretty quick, either in a good direction or a bad direction. So we'll let this run for a little bit. But yeah, in the last episode, I got, I think in the last episode I got 500x on coin flip, and then the episode before that I got 250x on coin flip. So like I said, after we run this first day of playthrough, going for the 1% profit goal, that's what I'm gonna be doing going forward until we catch up the bankroll to where it's at live. I'm gonna be going for 1000x multiplier today on coin flip, and we're gonna be running 8 days of a playthrough on that. So really that'll give us like, what, 800 attempts at 1 penny. So we'll see if we can hit it today. If we do hit it, it'll be $10. So I'm pretty excited to give that a shot. But yeah, until then, I guess I will say too, we don't have any bonuses in these 9 days of gameplay that I'm going through. So I'll go over the bankroll at the end of the video, talk about like what happened in the meantime over that like whole 9-day span. But there are no bonuses during that time frame. I've mentioned this before, but just in case you haven't caught it, the apps that I use that get the promotions, the sign up bonuses, the casino bonuses, the free spins, all that stuff, sometimes those apps don't offer bonuses all the time. There's a lot of dry streaks that happen. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of how the strategy is doing as I'm talking. But yeah, so sometimes those apps will go on dry streaks where there's just no offers or promotions or anything for a couple weeks. So in these 9 days of gameplay that I'm running today from the challenge that I've already tracked in the tracking sheet, there were no bonuses or anything, or at least anything that was over $2. That's what I'm showing on camera now, because our bankroll is like 1,600 bucks. So anything below $2, I feel like it's not really significant to adding to the bankroll. And it would just probably be a lot of videos of me putting like a few cents added to the bankroll. Like sometimes I'll get free spins, I'll get like 4 cents, I'll get 30 cents, 50 cents, and that stuff does add up. If you're getting that, you know, every couple of days and stuff, adds a few dollars here and there. But just to show those on video all the time, it's not super significant. I'm really showing anything on video that's like, you know, if I added a certain amount of money to the bankroll, like where did that money come from? That, you know, it's going to change the way the bankroll is progressing. That type of stuff I'm showing on camera. So we're already about halfway through. The graph's looking really good so far. We haven't gone on a crazy loss streak yet, but I will probably speed this up until it either finishes in profits or busts. So I'll be right back in a few seconds. All right, so that strategy profited $5.61. Pretty big dip at the end there. It was getting kind of crazy. It went down to negative 27 cents, up from our about $5 in profit. So it got kind of scary, but it did hit in profit. So luckily we made it through. For this last strategy, this was the 3rd place winner of the bracket challenge. All we're doing here is I have chips on 5, 8, 11, and then 15, 16, and 17. Or no, 21. Wait, yeah, 15, 18, and 21. Jeez, I was trying to look at these numbers. All right, I got 6 chips down though, and this is a $0.006 bet. It's like about a half a penny. So that's the base bet. Man, I'm struggling. I'm sorry. We're gonna increase on loss by 27%, and on win we reset back to the base bet here, and then we're gonna stop on profit at $5.60, and this will be the last third of our 1% profit goal if this profits. So let's get this going. I'm gonna leave the live stats where they're at just because I wanted to do that for the first strategy too, but it reset. So we'll just keep it where it's at and we'll get this started. So this one is a little bit higher risk. Obviously we're not covering as much of the board with only 6 numbers, but we're starting off with a very small base bet and our increase on loss is only 27%. So it will pick up as we get a ton of losses, but starting off with a very small bet, we get a 6x every time, so that's a pretty good multiplier. But yeah, I think I'm gonna speed this up as well. I don't want this video to be super long. I know I've been posting a lot of long videos recently just because we've been doing so many days at once, and I've been having to do a lot of gameplay and a lot of talking. So I think I'm gonna speed this up just for the sake of keeping the video shorter, and I will come back whenever this profits or whenever this busts. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, so this one again profited. Thankfully, we hit the 1% profit goal for the day because we had our 560 from diamonds, and then we had that, we got 1770, I believe, in profit, adding that up. So this one also went on a crazy dip at the end there, and I can't see how far it actually went down. Probably, I would say maybe down like $3 or $4 below our baseline that we started at. And then we hit a 6x and it shot way up a little bit past the profit goal. So that's great to see. We got like an extra maybe 80 cents ish, 90 cents. Yeah, 90 cents. So good day, good start to the video. Got some profit, and let's log this in the sheet and I'll be right back. All right, so day 222 was a win. We got $17.70 in profit, a little bit past our 1% profit goal. So we'll take the extra winnings. Moving on to day 223 through day 230, I'm gonna risk $1 every single day, and we're gonna go for 1000x on coin flip. So we're not gonna be going for the 1% profit goal, we're gonna be going for 1000x. Just to protect the balance, we're doing $1 each day instead of risking $67 each day. So let's hop back in the website and chase this 1000x. All right, let's get this set up. So we're going for a penny bet. We're gonna go for 10 flips. This is where we left off on the last episode. And again, we're trying to get up to 20 flips. That's the goal, and we're halfway there. And obviously these ones are way easier to hit, going 1 through 10. The chances of hitting those are very easy compared to the second half of this gauntlet that we're running. But yeah, we're going for a penny bet, 10 flips, and we're not gonna mess with the win or the losses. Any profit we get, we're just gonna stop it if we can hit that 1000x today, and then we're gonna run this the whole way through. So we got 9 days of the $1 risk each day, and let's randomize this bet. I don't know what I'm looking for. I always try to like make it look super even, but maybe sometimes that's not a good idea. Let's go for, let's see here. I want something kind of heavy. Maybe we'll go for like the heavy tails, and there is a 0.1% chance of this happening on a 1000x. So very slim odds, but we're gonna run it and see what can happen. If we hit this on 1 penny, you can see the profit only gonna be $10. So again, not substantial money, but risking a penny to win 10 bucks is a pretty good payout. You gotta think about the multiplier, the 1000x. You're only risking a penny. If I did $1, we would get $1,000, but I'd only get 9 bets. And you can see we already ran 30 bets. So like obviously just trying to do something kind of more fun, a little bit different, a little bit crazy, because that's not really my style with this challenge. I'm always trying to do super safe betting strategies and go for like safer multipliers with higher win chances, which I think on the last playthrough I just did, the first day of this episode, doing those 3 safe strategies and splitting it up into like 3 chunks, going for like the 1% profit goal in 3 different sections, I think that's a pretty good idea. I don't know if I've done that recently. I used to do that in the beginning of the challenge. I would like bounce around games a lot, just going for that 1% daily profit goal. But today, I think, you know, we've even done that a long time, especially with the bracket challenge. I've been doing one strategy going for the 1%, which again, on our 4% stop loss, going for 1% is 25% of that playable balance. So kind of splitting that up might be a good idea going forward, just to, you know, separate our strategies and our games and our variances among different areas. So I don't know, I did like that though. It worked out very well. But I'm gonna probably speed this up because I don't think this is gonna hit anytime soon. So if this does hit, I'll pop back in. If it doesn't hit, then we'll just wrap up the video after that. So hopefully this does hit. We have about 800 more bets to go through. We already went through about 120. So we'll see what happens. I don't have the highest faith that this is gonna pop off today, but we'll see. You never know. The first few ones that we did, it's like the 1 through 9 flips, like going for 1 flip, 2 flips, 3 flips in a row, you know, so on and so on. They all hit pretty relatively early on in the what's the word? The bet cycle, like, you know, the amount of bets, they hit off like really early. So I don't know, it's possible, but highly unlikely, I'm guessing. So we'll see. Maybe I'll switch up the, I don't know if this really does anything, but sometimes I feel like switching the layout might have an impact. Probably not, but we'll see. So I'll let this run and I'll come back in a few moments. Alright, so we just ran the coin flips for 900 bets. Didn't hit once, obviously. There were so many one-offs, like where it was just one flip off. We had 9 right and then 1 was wrong. So many times. It's alright. It's only $9. I'm not too upset about it. If it's a 0.1% chance though, out of 1,000 bets, if my math is correct, we should hit that, right? Yeah, you should hit it at least once out of 1,000 bets. So I think I ran this for like $1 in the last episode maybe, and then 900 bets on this. So, I mean, obviously there's variance. You're not gonna hit it within 1,000 bets guaranteed, but statistically you should hit it. So we're obviously past that point, but it's all right. We lost $9, log that in the sheet, and we'll update our bankroll. All right, so to wrap up the video, I updated the bankroll tracking sheet, and from day 222 to day 230 we went down a total of $9 on the bankroll. So like I said, we didn't get any promotions or bonuses during these 9 days, so the bankroll was pretty flat during this entire time. Gambling today, we got $8.70 in profit after getting our $17.70 on the first day, and then I lost $9 on the other days. I actually ran $9, and I thought I did $9 because I thought we had 9 days to play through, but that was a total video. So really I should have done $8 on this last day. I just lost $2 on accident. It's just bad math, but that's not that big of a deal. So yeah, we're down $9 in the video, and yeah, the bankroll overall, I think Bitcoin dropped a good bit during this 9 days. It went from like 748 down to 711. Pretty big drop. So that does not help the balance. Looking at the other casino apps, pretty flat. Went up about $6, went down about $20. This one went up about $30. Website balance that we just did there. pretty flat, went up about $5 pretty flat. So all in all, everything was pretty even. Went down $9, so not terrible. And then, yeah, I guess while we're at it, I think it's important to just to show you guys where we're at. We're pretty much catching up. We're really close to catching up. So all these orange days are just me risking $1 a day, trying to speed up the bankroll here. I think within like 3 or 4 more episodes, we'll probably be fully caught back up to live updates on what's going on with the bankroll. And just as always, the website balance is only included when I actually played on camera, so I don't include that going forward. So there's this big $244 difference going forward. But just to show you guys our graph down here, I think this is pretty cool just to keep showing at the end of each video, just to give you guys an idea. So I did update it since the last video. I made it from, I think it was like 2,000 was at the top, so I increased it to 3,000 just because it's, you know, I want to give it some room to grow like in the graph a little bit. So the graph does look a little bit smaller than the last time I showed it, but that's because I updated the numbers that we're showing here. And I think it was going to like day 300 or something, so I moved it to like day 365 for the first year. So ideally at the end of the year here, I want to be at $3,000. That's why I updated these parameters. So I want to be at $3,000, which is the top of this graph, by day 365. And this purple line is our trajectory of where we're going. So we should hit $3,000 well before the end of the year. But that's just kind of where I'd like to be. Assuming we're gonna get some losing days, some losses, I'd like to hit that 3,000 mark by the end of the year. So right now, this is where we're sitting at, this point right here. And like I said, that $244 difference is this big drop right here. But we're still above that trend line. We've been pretty much above the trend line the entire time, besides like right here. So we're staying well above it. We're on pace, even though we went $9 down over 9 days, we're still really good on pace, and I'm happy with where we're at. So that's what the graph's looking like. And then finally, just to talk about the tracker of where we should be. So the tracker again is if we added $1 every single day from the original idea of the challenge, if we got $1 bonus every single day, and then we got 1% profit on the entire bankroll, really we should be at about $900 on day 230. So we're not quite double that, we're a little bit behind that, but we don't need to be double that. The point is we should be at $900 today, and we're sitting at 1,671. So we are well above that, which is good to see. At the beginning of the video, where we start off with 1,680, we were double the tracker. So since we had a $9 loss over 9 days, obviously we're not keeping up with doubling the tracker, but that's fine. We don't need to be at double it. That's just a nice safety net to be 2 times the tracker. So like I said, also at the end of the year, I said I want to be at $3,000. Realistically, based on the tracker, we should probably hit $3,000 on day 344, day 345. But after doing this for a year, it should be 3.7 thousand. And really, the last day of the year will be day 351. Because I didn't start this on January 1st, started like in the middle of January. So my $3,000 goal will be behind the tracker. So I'm hoping we hit that. The way we've been going for 245 days or whatever it is, we're definitely on pace to do another 100 days and stay on track. I think we'll be good. But that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments, thoughts, and suggestions below if you have any. And as always, I don't recommend you try this. I don't recommend you gamble. It's a losing game in the long run. This is something I'm just doing for fun, for entertainment purposes, just documenting something I had an idea of, and I'm just seeing if it works. So I don't suggest you try this. Save your money, invest it, do something smart with it, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.